I'm Isyander.
And I'm Koda.
And today it's nothing but bugs.
Bugs.
It is nothing but bugs.
It's bug time.
It's Leviathan.
Yeah.
You know, I realized that didn't narrow anything down because the other option was Octarius War.
Yeah.
So it would have been an infestation of bugs and mold.
It's bugs, and gross.
No, not Leviathan. Leviathan's not gross.
No, the Death Guard.
No, Octarius War is Orks v Tyranids.
Yeah, but what I mean is this poll in general was bugs, ew.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're afraid of bugs, then it's just ew.
Well, Tyranids are cool bugs. So we talk about the largest ones today. Well, these guys don't feel the largest ones.
They are called Leviathans.
They're the biggest. They're the biggest fleet we've seen thus far. So it's going to be really, really fun. I'm super excited. It is time though for a new poll.
Is it now?
Yes.
What's the new poll? Oh, it's not. It's new to this poll, not new to this channel.
No.
It's not garbage time.
What do you mean it's not garbage time?
The losers bracket.
No, it's the losers bracket. But
oh yeah,
don't call them garbage because some of these guys got here like barely, super barely.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So the options are Octarius War, Ecclesiarchy, Gouge, Mr. Van Dyer himself, and the Commissars.
Yeah.
Those 4 are your options. 3 get made. 1 gets left fighting.
Yeah.
For dear, like on the ropes, pretty much.
We do another tier of the losers bracket where it's just called the cream of the crap instead of the cream of the crop.
No, they just keep fighting.
Oh.
They just keep fighting forever and ever. Nobody stayed in there as long as the Tau have.
That's
I think
a
there's
damn
still the
shame.
longest.
I like my little blue Titanfall aliens.
Yeah, but they held that down for a while. They were in there for a minute.
Please give me some like blue Titanfall aliens, please.
Maybe, possibly, if the people ask for it. If you don't like any of those options, you can sound off in the comments for something else, and I will see it, and it will maybe get made.
Maybe.
If there's enough people, if you can muster enough people, anything can happen. That's not just about this channel, that's just generally speaking. You get enough people together, you can accomplish pretty much anything.
This man read The Secret.
That's not the secret. The secret is if you lay in bed and go hamana, 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 you can bring it towards you.
I thought manifestation was all about thinking about something really hard and trying to accomplish it.
Kind of.
Okay.
I mean, there's like some validity to it in like if you're thinking about something.
If you're literally single-mindedly thinking about one thing forever, then yeah, you're going to accomplish it because that's the only thing you're thinking about.
Yeah, because you're focused on it, and more than likely, you'll also see the opportunities as they pop up.
Yeah. It's not the universe giving it to them. It's kind of like
dodgy.
Not recency bias, but you know how when you don't know about a car and then somebody tells you about a car and now suddenly you see that car everywhere?
The more common one for people is when your friend buys a car and now that's the only car
now
you
see that car.
And now you notice like, oh my god, there's a lot of those.
There's a lot of Golf
there have always
GTIs
been a
around,
lot
aren't
of them.
there?
It's just you weren't focused on them.
You psychologically.
No, because it's usually like a friend and you like spend time in it and then you start to notice it.
Yeah, but now I've just inserted the Golf GTI in everyone's head.
Yeah, but then they have to register what a GTI is, and most people don't.
Well, there's a picture of it on screen right now.
And they're going to look away.
No, they're not.
But yeah, we also have a Patreon where you get a bonus episode every single week. We're doing weekly live streams this month. That's actually been really fun.
It has been really fun.
It's been really, really fun. As well as priority voting, because we have swing states, and they honestly have changed a lot sometimes. YouTube wins through sheer numbers sometimes, but also Patreon gets to do that, as well as a whole...
Their vote's a little bit heavier weighted.
As well as a whole bunch of other perks, including access to the Discord, and it goes on and on and on. So if you've already binged everything here and you want some more, you can head on over to patreon.com/Isyander and Koda.
And get literally twice the videos.
Yeah, it is how we keep all of these lights on.
We just crested like episode 200. It's weird.
Yeah. I hadn't even noticed. It's how we keep all of these lights on. It's how we keep doing all of this, and it is how we have avoided this turning into Visa Cash App Isyander and Koda. Or MoneyGram. You know.
We're not sponsored by Red Bull, but we wouldn't get any of this done without Red Bull. So
no.
I know you have an Air Force. Please, for the love of God, let me tour your hangar. He can come too, because I know you have F1 cars there.
The closest thing we do have to a title sponsor is you guys. So, now I kind of want to make a livery, but that's neither here nor there. Patreon.com/Isyander and Koda. It's great over there. Super fun. Now let's talk about the HBICs and 40K.
Head bugs in charge?
Yep.
I'm trying to think of some way I could corrupt that more, but no, that's pretty much it.
No. They are... You know something is good when everyone has a different name for it.
Yeah.
And they're all apocalyptic. The Eldar hate it. The Orks are okay with it. Some are
It's a fight.
Yeah, some are superstitious, but most are like, it's a brawl.
It's a fight.
It's a brawl.
I don't need to care. It's a fight.
The Imperium will never admit the caliber of threat it is, but...
Do they do that with anything?
The traitors. Chaos is never undersold in the Imperium.
Yeah, but then
Heresy generally is never undersold in the Imperium. That's the thing.
But then they pulled the classic funny mustache strategy of those traitors are infinitely weak and infinitely like our biggest threat.
It is the most brutal regime imaginable.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they're going to rip from playbooks.
It's the get them tactic.
Yeah, no, it is so the Imperium every single No, even the Tau, I think, have a moniker for this. Everybody hates the Tyranids.
I'd imagine, because even though the Tau are small, the Tyranids seem to be everywhere.
Yeah. The thing I love the most about the Tyranids is, in a setting that is just constant war, everyone could fight anyone at any given point, because, this is, at the end of the day, supports a tabletop game. So everyone has to be willing to throw hands with anyone at any given time. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is. And most factions they're not out. I mean, they're malicious. They don't like each other, but they don't revere each other either. It's just like the Eldar and humanity, for example. Mm-hmm. There's no reverence there. It's just that thing in the corner I hate.
Yeah.
Or like the Orks and everyone else, where it's just like fights. It's just fights.
It's just fights.
The Tau and everyone else, where it's like we could be friends or not. But the Tyranids across the board, everyone just sees them. They're described. It ranges from gods of old to like kaiju.
I mean, you see some of the larger Tyranid, like you see the Swarm Lord, and it's like, that's a kaiju. That's a kaiju. That's showing up in the Pacific Ocean, and a big mech is going to try and fight it.
That's not even the biggest things they can field.
Oh.
That's not even the biggest things they can field. I'll tell you that for free right now.
Well, isn't that frightening?
Yeah, that's just one of the smartest things they can field, because that one is unique and kind of an individual within a wider hive, so... It's scary for different, not fully Godzilla reasons.
It's scary because it's like a larger, more independent node in a weird network.
Yeah. Every Hive fleet kind of has this going on. Leviathan has I was going to say the worst, but the best, technically, because they're the biggest. They're a problem for everyone, and they've kind of earned that name, Leviathan. But there have been plenty of Hive fleets before, and they tend to be either named for, honestly, rule of cool. Like, a lot of the time, these things are names that it makes sense, kind of. Mm-hmm. But let's be real why you named this,
Yeah.
And to be fair, this is a faction that fields kaijus. I'm okay with the rule of cool.
So if the Knights see you, they are going to call you the Court of the Nephilim King, because that was something that matched up to my big towering mech. Yeah. What are you other than?
But other times it kind of makes sense. Like, for example, Behemoth fielding massive monsters that just kind of run in a straight line at you.
They're behemoths.
Krakens only make sense when you look at the battle maps, where you just start seeing things that look like tendrils. All their battle maps kind of look like that. Tentacles coming up and slowly encircling something. Okay. So it kind of makes sense. And Leviathan, you want to take any guesses as to why it's called Leviathan?
Big.
Yes. And also because it kind of has that feeling of a Leviathan rising up from the depths.
Oh yeah, because they're like rising up and honestly coming down from above the sides of the galaxy rather than encroaching from the edges.
Yes, for a lot of them, there've been like a couple of waves of Tyranids. Behemoths, straight line, big monsters,
simple as.
And I'm not gonna lie. If we're looking at this as a hive sending more and more things, approach A of throw Godzilla at the problem. Not a terrible idea.
Yeah, throw all your weight into it and see if that works
Not
first.
even all your weight. Just a really big, strong thing. Mm-hmm. Not too much tactics-wise. Mm-hmm. Which, depending on this isn't a Godzilla episode. Just throw mass at something and see what happens. Kind of tracks for them.
I mean, yeah, if you're trying to get into a building, one of the simplest and easiest and quickest ways to get in would be a brick through the window.
Exactly. That didn't work because we still have a galaxy. So Kraken came in, and this one's the one where you start seeing tactics come in, which is just, termites in your house is bad. Mm-hmm. Marshaled termites marching.
Go for the foundation.
Yeah, that's so much worse.
The supporting pillars of the house. Get
it. So these ones are the ones where you really start seeing gene stealers coming online, lictors all over the place. This is where you really start seeing them. What? Just get it out. Just get it out.
Lictor is all over the place. Yeah. I hope you took her to dinner first. Maybe asked nicely?
Tyranid then.
Ew.
She was the dinner.
Ew.
That's their bit. That's their bit. That's their bit. They actually thought through things and would flank and would surround things, which, for the people who dealt with Behemoth, what a feeling that must be. What a feeling that must have been. However, didn't really work out because, well, lictors are terrifying, and bugs with any form of cohesion is not great, especially bugs that can steal your genes. You just don't want that going on.
Imagine if your local sugar ant population that really just kind of goes for the local jar of honey instead was playing tactics and mind games with you to get you to the other room, focus on an offshoot of this weird sugar ant hive, specifically so they could carry the entire honey jar out through the front door.
No, that'd be infuriating.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that they're dealing with. Leviathan are what we think right now, and honestly probably is, judging by how things are shaping up, the Hive Fleet finally going, okay, so we figured out what you can do, what you can't do, and now I'm putting my full spine behind getting you. And so this is not the vanguard anymore. This is everything they have. Maybe. As of this recording, it really feels like it. They have taken every single adaptation from previous fleets and just folded it into themselves. They have a trait in there called perfectly adapted. So there's a lot here hinting that this is it, you know?
Though I'm hearing this, and this is kind of leading, I think we've discussed a theory about the Tyranids in our first video on them, that maybe they have taken over the rest of the universe and
This is
it. Judging by how much spine they're throwing into the galaxy, maybe not.
No. I don't
This
think...
could be a stop on the way, but they seem to be, we know the Tyranids, if something is too big a struggle, they'll just move on, right?
Well, kind of. Sometimes. Yeah.
But they're not moving on from the galaxy. So, either this is it for them, or...
Well, the thing about it that makes me think they haven't eaten the entire everything else yet, unless there's literally nothing outside of the Milky Way and 40K, which is not impossible. It's just with the scale of the universe and how much life there is in this one galaxy, you'd think there's other stuff outside it too. The only reason I don't think the Tyranids have fully eaten everything is because they haven't showed up adapted enough, frankly. Because to this day they're still changing, like we covered in the Baal episode when they're being bombarded and then bulletproof slime. I feel like if you ate everything else in the universe, you should have had bulletproof slime filed somewhere, you know? And maybe that's why they were able to adapt to it so quickly.
To be fair, they also...
We've seen this before. Hold on.
They do also have a big reset button that they hit every so often to recover some of that biomass.
I mean, yeah, kind of, but there's still consistencies within Leviathan.
Okay.
They're still building on what came before. So maybe the only reason they can adapt that quickly is because they have eaten everything, and it's just a matter of pulling out the correct file today, you know?
Yeah.
And that should work.
Maybe they just don't have the
the ability to be everything, you know.
I was going to say proper storage infrastructure. They're running each drive individually instead of on a RAID architecture. Sure.
Why not? Yeah. They also seem to be the most strongly connected to the greater hive mind, because before it's you blow most of a Gaunt's head off and it's done. It's finished.
That was kind of the antenna to the rest of the network.
If there's a strong enough creature nearby for a Leviathan, a tendril of Leviathan, the Gaunts tend to keep marching. Even with...
full chicken with its head cut off?
Not fully with its head cut off, but with less head than you'd think is needed.
Okay.
With a lot less than you'd expect.
So less chicken with his head cut off and more like Evangelion, your power cable just popped off and now you have 5 minutes of operation.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's close enough. They are also the ones that made us come to the very grim realization that galaxy's not flat. Space is 3D. Terrifying. I know. Well, in 40K, they always map it out as flat. Which, I mean, it's not impossible to do.
Did we forget about... We've navigate this place. We know it's three-dimensional, right?
Well, yes, but, they're kind of spoiled in 40K because the biggest problem that they have to deal with is... warp jumps typically. So it's it'll pop up anywhere because warp, right?
We might as well be in a two-dimensional galaxy. It doesn't matter.
Right. But the Tyranids are the ones that really made them go, whoa.
Oh, we forgot about that, didn't we?
Because they were first spotted on one side, and everyone was like, okay, well, they can't jump through the warp, so let's just go meet them there. Problem solved. And then, why are they coming from this side too? And this side, and this side, and this side, and at first they were terrified. They were surrounded, and then somebody went, "What if they're below and above us?" Which, cope maybe, could be. I'm not gonna lie, could be cope, but I prefer that. It's also given us a great bit of art with all these tendrils reaching up and something coming.
Yeah,
so
I'd imagine the formation that they've got going on is like a hand coming up from below the galaxy.
It's a lot of tentacles.
Yeah.
Again, it's really giving their name Leviathan, where just these tendrils are reaching down from the void and pulling everything with. It's so cool.
Yeah,
it is so cool. One of the first times we see them are when two main tendrils start reaching into the galaxy, and you know it's bad when they're referred to not as tendrils but as jaws.
So they were frightened.
Yeah, these jaws are...
They were simply not happy with the situation.
These are two tendrils light years apart, and everything in between is dunked in the shadow of the warp. Yeah.
Well, isn't that just something?
And the idea Leviathan had is just to close its jaws around a massive swath of space.
And that's just theirs now.
And then we can just eat it at our own leisure.
Yeah.
You know?
Makes sense. Good strategy.
And they would have gotten away with it too.
If it wasn't for that meddling crack in the warp.
No, Cripman.
Oh.
That meddling Cripman.
That meddling human firewall.
Yeah, he deserves all of a single flower. Like, I'm not even going to give him that many. He only needs the one today because he...
Excellent strategist. I don't know what's the study of ethics is called. I think that's just philosophy, is it not? Horrible philosopher.
Well, on some level you have to feel for him because he is one of the few people who is not propagandized against the Tyranids or for them. He's just seen what they can do. And that's enough to break most people, you know?
To be fair, 20-foot bugs that eat everything and immediately adapt to you shooting them by becoming bulletproof.
Watch the Baal episode if you want to see what it feels like to be invaded by Tyranids. It's not
Watch
great.
the Tyranid episode if you want to know what it's like to be invaded by
We've
Tyranids.
done this multiple
We did
times.
a shot-by-shot
It's always
timeline
bad.
of every step of the Tyranid invasion.
It's always
terrifying.
bad. Yeah, and so on some level I get where he's coming from because you look at that and you're an Inquisitor. You know quite a bit about the Imperium. You know we're host.
Yeah.
You know this is it. This is over. Cut the feed. We're done. We're finished. And so I get where this obsession is coming from of just kill them where they stand before they can even get a little bit of a foothold.
Yeah.
However, as we'll cover later, he took this a bit far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for now we're going to talk about the one thing he did right, because the moment worlds started going dark as these jaws were encroaching around them, he had the brilliant idea to set up the Cripman census, which is basically you just keep a bunch of psychers at different relay points shouting, "Hey, we're still alive." That's it. That's all you can accomplish with the shadow and the warp that strong. And with enough of them kind of connected together, just constantly ping, 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 ping. You can tell where they are vaguely.
It's giving Canary.
Yeah. That's the best they can manage, by the way. That's the best idea they have, and to be fair, it kind of works. Because the shadow and the warp, it guts everything else. You can't...
You need a psyker to shout loud enough.
At its strongest, the shadow can even banish demons. So this is all they have.
And you need a pretty powerful psyker to not go mad either, because the shadow of the warp still affects them pretty bad.
Or disposable ones.
Or you just don't care. Do they supercharge psychers to get them powerful enough to be a beacon, bright enough to be heard?
Well, psychers and the shadow and the warp interact really
weird
badly sometimes.
Yeah.
It ranges from pull your hair out to
your head exploded.
There's a case of a psyker who was trying to get messages, and he couldn't get anything for the longest time, and then all of them hit him at once from a place that was being invaded by, it was Leviathan, right? And the sheer weight of this made him explode out in tentacles and howling faces.
Very cool.
So cool.
And by cool,
Terrifying.
I mean, oh no. Oh
Can
no.
you imagine being like on the first floor and hearing that break out above you, and you're just like,
Ugh.
okay.
To be fair, it's 40k, and if you're anywhere that close to a Psyker, this is probably like a Tuesday for you.
No.
Like an especially bad Tuesday.
Listen,
like this is your version of Hell Week.
Psychers go mad, yes. Lightning bolts and fire everywhere, yes. The manifestation of the fear of the Hive is not normal. That's a low. It's a very low.
Okay,
low.
Fair enough.
Really bad.
Fair enough.
I think the only thing worse is a demon walking through.
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen.
No, you don't.
But so, because of the census, they're very quickly able to figure out where these jaws are because, well, worlds stop pinging in very convenient lines.
Canary.
Yeah. And he figures out exactly where they are, and they chart out these jaws, and they discover that they will close around Earth. Yes.
Well, that ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fix that problem.
Yep. You do not.
Don't want that to happen.
You do not want that. So they want to try and break that. They want to try and break those jaws so that they do not fully close at least. And that brings us to... Do I bother naming it? The problem with naming worlds whenever they're involved with Tyranids is once the Tyranids are on the ground...
It's guaranteed that world's gone.
Like they eat... It's not just, oh my goodness, we will siege this planet and win. It is the entire biosphere's gone.
Yeah.
Like
it's
minerals from what you're standing on in some cases can be siphoned out.
If we were to name this planet right now, it'd be like introducing you to Phil in chapter 1, and by chapter 3 he's dead.
Yeah. But Tarsus Ultra matters, so I will.
Oh,
but
damn.
Yeah.
This is Phil, he's gonna be dead by chapter 3.
Pretty much.
Don't get attached.
We have actually technically talked about this world before.
Have we?
Didn't bother to name it back then, I don't think.
We didn't introduce the fans to a minor character we were going to kill and not even act.
I mean,
free.
like the equivalent of me introducing this world is hello, and then I load a gun. Like, it's not either way. We have talked about it in the Ventress episode, which is on Patreon. It's very good. This is yet more of his suffering, but he's not suffering alone this time. He's got the Fourth Company. He's got the Death Corps of Krieg. He's got Cripman. He's got the Death Watch. He's got many PDF jobbers and the Mortifactors. You don't know what assembling that many things is. That's a lot of cursed... Lamenters are the only things that are missing.
Yeah, I was going to say that feels like very powerful energy happening there.
Not the worst vibes. Not the best either. It's not... If I was superstitious, I would not want this many people in this room. You know? It would not bode well.
No.
Ventress alone is enough, frankly, for me to go, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm good. You can handle that one on your own. But throwing in the Mortifactors, who we haven't covered, but
their name already sounds concerning.
They took movies like Green Inferno as instruction manuals.
What is that movie?
It's a movie based on another movie that I don't think I can title here because it's two words that I do not think the omnissiah likes a lot. But it's an old movie about people who eat people.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
we have to get creative on this one.
Oh.
You know it by title. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. I don't know it off the top of my brain, but...
You look up... Yeah, no. They are...
Sure, why not?
Most people who see the Mortifactors are like, you're traitors. You're traitors. You're traitors. Listen, I know a traitor. I fought a traitor. You're a traitor.
You look like a traitor.
But
if it walks like a traitor and talks like a traitor.
But they're actually like 100% loyal.
Sure, why not?
It is the room full of people that everyone thinks are just the worst vibes. And like, they're okay. They're fine. The Death Corps Kriegs are just... They're disconcerting. But they're still loyal, you know?
Yeah, maybe too much.
A bit.
A bit too much.
By the time you have horses with gas masks.
Yeah.
Not a good sign. But they are all loyalists. they're also range from unlucky to just very poorly dressed.
Yeah.
Is how we're going to put this. And they have all been gathered together, and Cripman has a brilliant plan of blow the planet up.
What a plan.
It's a very solid plan. His main reasoning is evacuation takes too long.
So just blow it up.
So just blow it up.
Just blow it up.
Now, I will be fair. Ventress and company go, those are people.
That's an obscene idea.
Yeah.
Why would you even say that?
So how about we just try and prevent them from getting there? And Krypman's like, okay, but when they do, I'm blowing it up. And so they came up with a plan to put a massive hydrogen plasma refinery in their path and just detonate it as they're passing by.
Just a control, like a remote mine. Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually did work. Like the Hive saw it, saw resources, opened up its mouth. They got a whole ship that way.
Whoa.
Hive ships are pretty big. That's kind of a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Applause all the way around. This is going to work. This is how we're going to beat them off, and this is how things are going to go well for us. And they turn around and the planet's been blown up. Because Krypman ordered it, and the mortifactors are by any means necessary.
I see.
Say. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Maybe that helped. Maybe it didn't. But
it doesn't matter. The planet's blown up either way.
We'll never know because they tried to do the same thing again. Because I'll be fair, they didn't know the Hive's game. They were unfamiliar with it, so they did try and do the same thing to the same. They tried to do the same thing to the Hive again, and it responded by sending out 2 bioforms that wrapped tentacles around that refinery and started booking it towards Imperial lines. Yeah. Like full speed, they're ripping themselves apart how fast they're going.
They just hit him with the takesies backsies.
Yep. Every Space Marine goes, hey.
That's not allowed.
I don't think that's gonna work out for us. Let's bounce. But the Imperial Commander's like, these are bugs.
Can't be that smart.
I watched Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part. Is what it is.
Oh, he watched, but his literacy about the film probably wasn't the strongest.
As you can imagine, several Imperial ships are crippled.
Yeah.
It's a void battle soundly lost.
Yep.
It's gone. It's finished. And now we get to the actual invasion, because now we've blown up the planets in the way, and we've lost in the void, and now the Tyranids can make planetfall onto Tarsus Ultra, which they've kind of been cooking up in advance. A lot of Hive fleets don't really... We've covered what an invasion looks like at several points. Mm-hmm. There are several very, very good videos for you to watch from us that are pretty good. The Baal one, the Tyranid one's great. But as you know by this point, they don't like just show up like, hey, how's it going? There's usually sneaky...
some preamble.
They sneak stuff on there, you know? Sometimes it's lictor, sometimes it's gene stealer. Stuff is just underground waiting for the wider Hive to get you.
They don't like do a full frontal assault. They kind of like stay on the edges for a little bit and like do some weird sketchy stuff. Mostly
just disappearing farmers. I'm telling you right now, if Tyranids invaded the planet, several, like, you know, when you drive through the Midwest and you see those just massive fields of corn, so many people are vanishing in there.
Oh, absolutely.
So many people are vanishing in there, and we are not hearing about it ever again. Like, just lictors, disappearing people, and maybe the government's going to do something about it.
They're doing full, like, you know, the 50s alien mythos of, like, there's crop circles and, like, somebody got lost in the crop field and then came back with whatever weird alien modification. It's that. They're doing that for real.
Well, and also it's like, these are people you can disappear and learn a lot about the planet by eating their brains. So, you know, it's a win-win.
Wow, this really is just like 80s alien mythos.
They commit to a bit really
or 50s
hard.
Alien
they
mythos,
commit to the bit so hard. It's great. So that happens. Obviously, once they make planetfall, lictors start running around.
Yeah.
not very good.
And then some of this weird, like,
especially since they've been in heavily populated areas.
Yeah.
Casualties are tremendous.
Yeah.
Before really any problems before the main fleet even gets there, you know?
I mean, they've already sabotaged all of your everything, and now starts happening.
It's raining chitin, bioforms are left, right, and center, hormigons, termagons,
It's raining
rippers.
chitin. Oh no, it's raining chitin. Big mantis.
Yep. Every single city on the planet's gone except for one. That is something that always bothers me to no end because it's always like the one city holding out the entire hive, which is cool and great for books, but then
doesn't make any sense.
That means let's be very generous and say this one city is 5% of the planet because hive cities are massive. Mm-hmm. So let's say it's 5% of the planet.
It would have been on their big target list.
No, the other 95%'s been eaten.
Oh.
What do you do?
Leave the planet at that point. Do the best you can to do so.
And that's my biggest problem with most ways this is written, is the only way you beat the hive is if they
got to your planet in the first place.
Do not make landfall. And after they make landfall, the amount of imperial victories that exist with uninhabitable planets in their wake are just comedy gold. Mm-hmm. It is so funny to me. And so the entire planet is doing what the entire planet typically does under the weight of a Tyranid invasion. Space Marines basically getting clips. Like, there's no other way to put it. They're just kind of dog-walking Tyranids because they can, and they're very skilled. And it takes named bioforms to really deal with them, and not mass-produced ones either.
I'm just imagining, like, a Space Marine tuning the GeForce Experience loader into their helmet.
Oh, yeah.
And then turning on instant replay.
Oh, immediately. Immediately.
Did you see that? I'm clipping that, brother.
And everyone is suffering, save for the bugs. Bugs are doing great. There's something really funny that does happen, though, when they first make landfall here, which is they do arrive in full force, and it's a very cold planet.
Yeah.
They freeze to death. The first couple of waves of Tyranids just freeze to death. And they have to come back.
That gets them? That's what gets them.
Yeah.
It cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
And so they get some ins on, some hats. They show up kind of drowning, and they come back next wave, and they're ready for the temperature. Yeah.
I'm just imagining a bunch of Tyranids showing up to that battle in what ranges from like huge British puffer coats to like those big Russian greatcoats with the what's the hat called?
The Ushanka?
Yes.
See, I would just imagine them dressed like Milchik. I think that's the better one. I think that's the far better description of them.
Why not all three?
Why not all three?
Yeah.
Why not all three options are available? It is time, though, because this is typically written from the Imperial perspective, for Deus Ex Machina to appear.
Cool.
So they capture a lictor. And using its DNA, they can somehow whip up something that can instantly kill any Tyranid. It's very helpful juice. Yeah. Now, I will be fair. This isn't like a mass. You can't just use this on anything because the Hive Fleet will adapt. So their brilliant plan is to go after the Norn Queen. You know, the main thing.
The big node, yeah.
The biggest node there. Mm-hmm. And that should destabilize everything enough that we are
good to go, right?
You know?
Yeah.
And honestly, that part of the plan I do appreciate. The insta-kill Tyranid juice, meh. But them recognizing
the strategy to realize
we can only use it once, probably.
That thing's their modem. Mm-hmm. Get that.
Yeah, and so they go after it, and it does actually succeed, and it severs every Tyranid from their connection. And when that happens, it's light work. They're bugs, you know. Mm-hmm. It is a hive mind, and there is only the one hive mind, and whenever it's disconnected, you're just playing COD Zombies now. Mm-hmm. I mean, even guardsmen can get clips when that's happening. Yeah. It's so simple.
The Space Marines are getting clips. The guardsmen are probably running trains instead.
Yeah, and this is we did cover this portion of it because this is when we discover what happens when you kill a Norn Queen, which is not good. Uriel Ventress becomes a living blood clot. Remember that? Yeah, that's a thing. All the blood in him just solidified.
Not cool. Not fun.
Yup.
Don't like that.
But, you know, planet's dead. Lots of Space Marines are dead. Lots of Guardsmen are dead. Planet's dead. Tyranid loss.
Right? Yeah. No, not at all like a Pyrrhic victory or anything.
Oh, and feral Tyranids are now native to the
local
ecosystem.
fauna.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. It's a win. It's a win. Imperial win,
That's
baby.
the only way to classify that. Okay, sure. Why not?
I would love a series that is just the stress behind trying to bring a Tyranid world back to usability.
You couldn't. You'd have to re-terraform it, and like they don't have the technology for that nowadays.
Never underestimate one member of the Mechanicus having a flash drive they refuse to share or open.
Okay, then it's not being used effectively.
There you go. They hate sharing.
So effectively, they don't have the technology.
Honestly, the amount of worlds that have been left in this state, I'm surprised they haven't created a new classification for it.
Of just post-Tyranid
Because they're just charged as dead worlds at this point. They're just right.
Yeah, there's 5% of its like original ecosystem left.
Oh no, some planets have recovered.
Really?
McCrag did.
Oh.
I almost forgot.
Good job, McCrag. Now it is run by the Ultramarines.
And McCrag did not get it as bad as, say, Baal.
Yeah.
You know? They still had it bad, just not the devastation of Baal bad.
Yeah, the Baal has been devastated. Breaker. Yeah.
Come on, it was right there. It's super easy. It was right there.
The Baal Buster would have been better.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was Pyrrhic victory. Nothing but a Pyrrhic victory. For now, though, no further progress can be made. The jaws didn't get to shut, and a bunch of planets do get to turn on because of this. So,
look at that.
Even
they
though
stopped the jaws, the original intention.
Even though this planet is now not very usable, we have a bunch of other ones back, and that planet will definitely exist forever and not have an Iron Warrior do terrible things to it out of nothing but spite. It's not the Demonculaba one, but it's the same guy who shows up.
Okay.
Covered, yeah. But
so on the same level,
it's at this point that Cripman has this very brilliant idea to create the Galactic Cordon, which is to starve the other jaw. He blew up every single planet in a line around it.
Yep.
Because
I mean, wonderful.
You kill enough worlds and it cannot continue to progress.
I was going to say wonderful inspiration from agriculture. Usually when you have a big fire on a farm, sometimes you can burn like a path around, like a circle around that big fire. And if it's wide enough, the fire can't progress because everything there is already burned.
I've actually seen farmers like step up and help when their neighbor's farm is burning, and they just get in there and just start cutting stuff down to try and create that cordon. And that's effectively what they're doing, is they're just trying to mow down as much as they can so this fire in the form of the bugs can starve out and not.
See, this isn't a big atrocity. This is farming.
Yeah, this isn't as bad as the heresy if we look at raw body count. Not at all.
No.
I will be fair. A lot of these are planets that Leviathan was already like, not in its mouth, but spit was raining from the sky.
Ew.
You know? So like
acid spit?
I don't know, just chitin. Big chunks of chitin.
If you're spitting chitin, you should probably see a doctor.
Leviathan doesn't have oral hygiene. It's a bug. Not renowned for going to dentists or, well,
maybe they've evolved a sub-brand of Tyranids that's like that bird that eats things out of the crocodile's teeth.
Kind of. I was going to say they don't really have to worry about excess sugar in their diets, but they eat people, so. But these are starving imperial peasants.
So there's no sugar in there.
There's no sugar in there. No. They're just very acclimatized to the taste of corpse starch. Is what they're used to. But so some of those planets were already kind of dead because Leviathan was already there.
Yeah.
So like there's a reach for the mercy perspective here. At the end of the day, though, this is a massive atrocity. It's so bad the other Inquisitors go, nope.
You're excommunicado now.
Yep, you are persona non grata. If you see him, shoot him.
Yeah, shoot him.
Next question.
Get Cripman.
Yeah, and he did lose all authority, though he does still have the inquisitorial sigil on him, and he does still.
The average imperial peasant's just going to see that logo and go, "Oh,
I'm good. I'm not questioning him.
I'm not questioning."
But like for now, according to most official paperwork, he's not got the authority to do that.
No.
Does that matter when he shows up with a ship with a virus bomb? Kind of no, but
he shows up with a ship with a virus bomb, and like, I mean, what imperial peasant reads the news? How are they? Are they really going to see the headline "Cripman excommunicated"?
No.
They're just going to see the Imperial badge, like the Inquisition badge, and go, "Bad. Just do whatever he wants."
And so it did actually work, though, as terrible as it is, because this is what starved out the other jaw, and that's how we were able to stall out of that plot line. Never to be seen again. Never to be relevant again.
And that tendril just gave up, guys.
That's the kind of a problem. He is also, because this is a Leviathan paper, we got to talk about what's the Tom to their Jerry, let's say. Because that's really the space he occupies with him. He is the guy who comes up with a brilliant idea of there's an Ork empire right near where Leviathan is.
What if I
and
just...
we are stalled out in a war with that Ork empire.
Yeah.
What if we just put them together and...
Yeah. He basically took the Orks and he took the Tyranids and he went, now kith.
Yeah. And apparently there were Death Watch soldiers who did not get the memo that he was executing Koda, and they're like, sure, why not? We'll help you out. Again, he's an Inquisitor.
Who's going to say no to him?
Like,
they're going to trust the badge.
Yeah, they're going to trust the badge. I'm sorry. If a guy with a Secret Service badge shows up and he's surrounded by other guys with a Secret Service badge and they show up in, like, what is it called? The Beast. You know that presidential Cadillac with the truck tires on it?
Yep.
And that guy tells you, oh, yeah, I'm with the Secret Service. I need to do X. You're like,
I can't really say no to you.
Sure.
This is just, I guess that's happening.
Maybe you were excommunicated. I did not see that.
I didn't know that.
I did not see that. So, sure, why not? And that's the exact problem that they are dealing with right now. So they do kill the two birds with one stone, and now you have the Tyranids who can adapt to any situation versus the Orks who can grow to any fight. Not a bright idea to put them together, but it fixed the problem for now.
I mean, in theory,
so we
on
can
paper,
put a bow on
if they both just infinitely fight, then they might just infinitely fight. But obviously, this person doesn't know how earthquakes work, because usually that much tension builds up, one side comes up over top.
At first, it actually looked like it was working. Because I tried Gene Stealers with Orks, and the Gene Stealers were too amicable. They weren't aggressive enough, so Orks were always able to spot them every single time without fail. However, they did still maintain being there long enough to get the attention of the rest of the hive, and now a whole tendril beelined it right there, and that's how we got into the big brawl that it is.
But that's a video for another poll, because it lost this one.
Yes. I mean, we're going to cliff notes it because it is Leviathan's episode, and this is a lot of Leviathan was tied up in this, because you cannot throw half your back at Orks. You have to do everything all at once. They were actually doing a very good job of stalling it out before it got there, but one ship did manage to make planetfall, and that's all they need. That's all.
It's over.
That's
it.
all they need.
Yep.
And they were just working through every planet in the system until they got to Octarius itself. And Octarius becomes one of those places where there's just everybody present. So many people are present.
Yeah.
So many people, from every Ork of taller than 6 foot in stature, because that's how they were organized, to several chaos cults, to the Tyranids, to humans. And the basic premise, the theory is, one of them should be weaker after all of this, and we can just virus bomb it and call it good. Maybe, or we could put our thumb on the scale in the very beginning and speed this up, and we should be good. But
neither of these people had a fundamental understanding of how the Orks or the Tyranids worked, because they don't usually get left weaker. They usually get stronger from the big fight.
The fighting keeps on spreading, and they have to cordon off another section of space.
Very cool. Wait, he made not one but 2 human firewalls?
Not as bad this time. It is, instead, they just evacuated them because they could see which way things were going. They abandoned a bunch of planets, and the ones that they didn't are heavily fortified. Heavily fortified.
Okay.
Yep. And so that's just kind of how Octarius has been left for the longest time. A very big, definite problem that we are hopefully never going to have to deal with is how they've charged it. Obviously, people have had a lot of fun with this. There have been all kinds of... I think my favorite one is a alternate universe where something new leaves that. Neither Hive nor Ork.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fun fan theory that I would love to see explored.
It's called The Shape of Nightmares to Come.
That...
Right?
Let's explore that.
Yeah. It's so I want to
Not
cover
in
it
this
so badly.
video, though. It lost the poll, unfortunately. Sorry, Octarius War.
Obviously, GW's not going to do that.
Yeah.
As cool as it would be, it's not going to do that because that is far too strong.
But we can dream. We can fantasize.
Yeah. And so for the longest time, that's just off in the corner. That's been a small portion of Leviathan just duking it out with Orks. And we're just going to move that to the left.
Take that and move it somewhere
Because
else.
the beautiful thing about the hive mind is it's coordinating battles everywhere. So while that's happening, Baal's getting devastated. Around the same time, you give or take. They play with the timeline keeps getting retconned and unretconned and retconned.
Yeah, they're playing with their balls right now. So
yeah, so it's just not. It's hard to place things, is what it is. But this is happening at about the same time. We did just do an episode on it. What?
I was gonna make a joke. Recommendation to always check your balls in the shower to make sure nothing strange has happened to them. Make sure a Tyranid invasion hasn't started.
They did not do that.
Yeah.
It did not go well.
Yeah,
Well, they did evacuate them.
Yeah.
That was important.
It's a very strong disease
But it
prevention.
still did not work. All three of them.
3.
Yeah, both moons and Baal.
Well, I thought they were known as like Baal Primaris and Baal Secundus.
No, those are the moons.
Oh.
Baal itself is Baal.
Oh. So there are 3 balls?
In this specific instance, yeah. Yeah, there are.
See, that's something you should talk to your doctor about.
Nah, the Blood Angels made it work. They've had 3 for the longest time, and nobody's really questioned it. Sanguinius had 3. Nobody really thought that was weird. Universally seen as the hottest Primarch, too. So, like, perfectly normal, I guess.
3.
Plus, it's deeply irradiated, so, like, I would say 3's a good day on Baal.
Yeah.
3's a great day on Baal.
The good you don't have 4.
Plus, yes.
Plus.
So...
We're so mature on this podcast.
So, the entire planet's just cooked. There's nothing there to... there's some stuff there to preserve.
It's like a tree.
Gilliman Ex Machina does save the day because, I'm not going to lie, they were just going to lose. They made peace with it. There's a very beautiful scene. They condemned themselves to this. It's okay. We failed. Hopefully, whatever we evacuated can restart somewhere.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But there is that whole section right outside it. Remember that place they tried to hold them off in that deeply radiated, the Red Scar?
Around Baal? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's Leviathan's still there, fun fact. That was dealt with.
Cannot be good for humanity.
Yep.
Because they're just sitting there evolving in one of the most volatile environments they could possibly evolve in.
Yep. Meanwhile, there's another tendril shockingly close to Earth.
I've seen that one on a map, yeah.
Yeah, concerningly
Which
close.
is especially concerning because it's coming in not from the sides, but from like below. So
yeah, it's not in the solar system, but it's in the segmentum solar.
Yeah.
So, like, nobody wants anything there. Nobody wants anything there. That almost always gets immediate attention of the custodian variety.
Reasonable response to that threat.
A fair response to that
Absolutely.
threat. And this is kind of the holding pattern they've been in, where they're right there next to Baal, terrorizing everything. There's a couple near McCrag and all of that.
Yeah.
There's the ones in the Octarius War. We did get a winner. I think the Tyranids did win that.
Yeah, they did. I remember that, yeah.
But what's come out of that? Rumors of new bioforms far larger than anything else we've ever seen.
So we haven't written that yet. Give us 2 years.
Yeah, let me put a pin in that. Something cool is coming, or it's going to be another Space Marine book.
A new box set with new models is going to come out in 2 years. Give us a little bit. We're still cooking.
This will miff me the most.
Prepare $120.
Honestly, it will miff me the most if that happens and we don't get something horrifying out of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be incensed if that doesn't happen.
No. Something out of the substance needs to come out of that.
Give me something terrifying.
Yeah.
Give me something that you look upon in nothing but horror. you can't put them close to each other and then charge it.
No. Something scary came out of that war. You put the infinite fight guys against the infinite evolve end fight guys, and tell me nothing evolved from that?
Something has to.
Something has to come out of that.
I don't care about whether it's Orks or whether it's Tyranids. Something has to come out of it.
I really do hope it's just prepare $120. A model's coming out. It'll terrify you.
Give me something Titan-sized. Please give me something Titan-sized. It won't happen.
That they don't already have something Titan-sized surprises me.
Not on the tabletop.
Okay.
Titans are uniquely
massive,
infant-sized. Not many things are.
Yeah.
But please, I need something like that. There are 2 new tendrils that have come out, and they are still part of Leviathan, which is kind of why it's thought that this is it as far as the Tyranids go, because typically at this point we would have seen a new Hive fleet of some variety.
Yeah.
And we're still getting...
They seem to overlap the start of one with the end of another.
Yeah, it just keeps coming. These ones have come from the west. So if you're keeping track of tendrils, so many. The answer is so many. And they are beelining it, guess where?
Earth.
Yeah.
Because there's a big lighthouse there, and they have to see it too.
And the problem is, everyone is looking in the exact opposite direction at all the other tendrils. So there's not really much defense to these 2 as they're snaking in.
Other than maybe the Custodies?
You got it in one who's going to show up. Yeah. Not just any, but the Captain General. Yeah. The largest banana they can field. What? The biggest banana in the bunch has to show up.
Yeah. He left his hammock.
Yes. Sure. Why not? They eat a whole subsector. We meet the leagues. They get eaten.
Oh, that's a shame. The Leagues of Votan?
Not all of them.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Some fleets of theirs get eaten.
What did they get from that? What did the Tyranids get from that?
Actually, not that much.
Okay.
A bunch of guardsmen, various planets are evacuated, and it is at this point that the Captain General steps in and is like, nope.
I cannot stand for this.
We need to create some form of barricade
This
here.
is coming directly for Earth. That is not good. Solve this problem.
Because there's a whole crusade, don't get me wrong, but it's going in the wrong direction, and we cannot ask them to turn around.
Well, not the wrong direction. It's just there's another section over there.
Yeah.
There's just too much problem happening.
So a lot of resources are not really available, hence why they sent the biggest banana available.
Makes sense. What else do they got?
They also sent Lord Commander Solar, which is just
they sent the captain of the police too?
No, these are the guys in charge of the guard for all of Segmentum Solar.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So they're sending a 6-star general after it.
5, because there's one more guy above him. There's one more guy above him, but this is a 5-star general.
Yeah, we are nothing to joke about.
Yeah. And they set up this massive barrier that they do not want anything. Like, this is not the line that they cannot cross. This is the line we cannot be pushed back to.
Yeah.
Because you have to take a very proactive stance, because if they eat Big E, it's so over.
This is not the Maginot Line. This is the Wall of France.
Yeah. These worlds are very, very important.
Or Wall of Paris, rather.
Yeah. These worlds are very, very important, and that's the first line. Behind them, they have all kinds of anchor worlds that are basically stable warp routes. This is how we're going to keep getting things to the very front, very, very front. And then they build up a whole strike team for this called the Soul Blades, which... even in times of crisis, the branding stays strong.
Yep.
Like, we cannot get caught lacking. We need something cool to paint.
Get a cool name, please.
Yeah, and they're doing very, very well against these 2 new Hive fleets. They do not really get stepped back, and they actually take a very best defense, good offense approach. So they're going very far forward and actually beating these tendrils back. Because, again, you do not want to get to that line. And then, oh my god, a 3rd fleet has arrived. Yeah.
This is a very, very inopportune time for you to show up.
From behind.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so while they were off fighting these 2 tendrils, a 3rd one shows up behind them and just starts wreaking havoc.
Oh my god, this actually is the Maginot Line.
Yes. And just start wreaking havoc all over everything they did not want.
Actual classic story.
Yep. Of course, a lot of League worlds die because they weren't the only things back there.
Yeah.
And they we're not sure why it did this. The best guess from the Imperium is somehow they've intuited that this system matters a lot. They may not be sure what's there, but they do know every time we've sent a tendril to this system, a disproportionate response has answered. Which, fair.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do they not think that maybe they see the Emperor? But that seems like more of an outside observer's kind of inference into how they work.
Maybe they can. He's bright enough to be seen across the entire Milky Way.
Yeah, and they've got some weird shadow and the warp stuff happening. So
either way, just because of the shadow and their presence, if there's ever a system where they have knocked on the door and then just a 12 gauge answered, it's been solar.
Yeah,
every single time it's been solar.
Absolutely.
Thankfully, this is the Captain General of the Custodians and the Lord Commander for the Segmentum.
They are good at their jobs.
You cannot get more named than that.
Yeah.
They are very good at their jobs, and they answer this threat and actually manage to stop it with a lot of help. Sisters of Battle, Space Marine chapters, every reinforcement possible to try and stop them from breaking through.
Yep.
The Lord Commander is almost killed in the process because, and most of the subsector is scoured of life because this is a Tyranid invasion.
This is a Tyranid invasion. That's kind of their MO.
Yep. And now all kinds of bioforms are running around, including maybe the Swarm Lord. That's where he was last spotted.
Very cool.
Big problem. Very, very, very big problem.
Very big problem.
And they are still infesting the worlds right there on the fringes. This isn't a full force threat, but it probably will be at some point.
Yeah, because it's so close to home, it has to be. Yeah. Or at least will be treated as it's a high tier threat because it's so close to home.
Yeah, and this tendril specifically, we covered the Imperial threat of it. It was fighting everything because there was a lot of stuff there. The leagues were getting hands, Eldar, Dark Eldar, anything nearby. It was very unfocused in a weird way. Well,
because, the Tyranids, everyone sees them as a threat because they are a threat to everything.
Yeah, and so that one that came from the back has everyone's attention, and those two are just rebuilding now. Maybe that'll be a problem. Maybe it won't be. We got great art out of it. Because Captain General of the Custodians, unending Hive.
You're going to get good art out of that.
Need I say
the golden boys versus the purple boys. Mm-hmm. That's a good combination.
That's kind of where we're left with Leviathan for now. They've been fielding new bioforms, fun bioforms, terrifying bioforms.
Yeah.
That we may cover at some point. You know the big ones, like the Norn emissaries, the Norn Queen.
Yeah.
Which they show up really cool, but we have not seen them often, which makes me worry that the next time we see them, they will be not as strong as in their first showing.
Oh, you think they're going to get down-tuned a little bit because...
Just a little bit.
Were they too powerful in their first show up, or...
these things are the size of Imperial Knights and are as fast as the Harlequins.
Well, that's a combo right there.
Yeah.
That's
emissaries are no joke.
That's such rapid movement with so much mass that y'all are creating... you're cavitating the air so much you have to be making nuclear explosions when you move.
Custodians are stupendously strong. Every time they show up in a fight, it's marked as a victory before they ever arrive.
Yeah.
One of them is equivalent, roughly, give or take, to 6 million Tyranids one time. 6 of them had to fight one of these, and 4 of them died.
Yeah, that's...
And of the 6 present, one of them was Trajan, the Captain General, the biggest banana.
Okay. Yep. Sure. This is those are a problem.
I don't know if they're going to stay that strong.
They can't. That's simply not sustainable. That or this is a Tyranid W. This is just the end of the Imperium.
I like them. I hope they stick around because everyone does need something that can at least match a custodian. Mm-hmm. These ones seem to be able to more than match a custodian. So I will not complain. And they're also not that many of them. As you can imagine, Norn Queens.
I'd imagine it's a lot of biomass.
You can guess
investment.
where they're found.
Yeah.
Yeah, so biomass and a lot of networking thrown into this singular thing. So, they also gave us Death Leapers, which we did cover at some point. They will not get you specifically, but your entire support structure and mock you while they're doing it. Which is...
How rude.
Terrorism?
Yeah.
For lack of a better term. Like, that's all they do.
They're capable of that?
Yeah, we covered this. They did that to that one guy.
That one guy. That's very specific.
Because 40K. That one guy. Yes.
That one guy.
They just show up every day at a specific time and kill everyone around you, look you dead in the eye, and walk away. That's it. That's all.
Just to show you that they can do that to you.
Do this. And it usually drives the subject insane after about a week of this.
Because, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can only be massacred at dinner so often.
Yeah.
Next,
I've been put through 5 red weddings this week, and I'm on day 3.
Mm-hmm. They also gave us neurolictors, which are...
Lictors, but neuralinked?
A panic attack on wheels.
Oh.
That's it.
So, lictors, but neuralinked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's they just inflict everything around them with a very primal fear that makes you want to run around. There are bioforms they've made just to eat psychers specifically.
Well, that's frightening because what are you doing with those?
Turns them into clouds of ash that burn your soul, apparently.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't that just something?
Yep, they have neurotyrants, which just can project psychic things into everyone's skull.
So they're full sending into this whole psyker thing.
They're just putting a lot out and seeing what sticks.
And a lot of it seems like it sticks.
To be fair, they're fighting Space Marines who have librarians.
Ah,
and demons are not a problem for them.
That is a challenge to overcome.
Yep. They have bioforms that can single-handedly take fortress worlds.
That's frightening.
Yeah. And I still want to see more out of them. I still think they can manage more.
I'm frightened to see what they manage.
But do you see why I'm like, this has to be it trying? Because by the time you're putting out bioforms that can take out one planet on their own.
Yeah, this is something.
What more do you have in the tank?
Yeah, you
What's
have
left?
to have a startling amount in the tank.
Yeah. It's so cool. And I'm so excited. And I so desperately hope that none of these get nerfs.
Yeah.
I suspect they will.
But also, because they're so close to Earth, they have to get nerfed. Otherwise, this is the end.
Also, Tyranids don't sell books. They sell models, though.
Yeah.
Which might save them. Because I think second only to the Guard. It's the most expensive army you could...
Well, yeah, because they got a bunch of little small guys.
Yeah. To be fair, when a Tyranid army is done right. It
looks very good.
It looks so good.
Though that looks like a carpal tunnel in a package. Painting all of those models, getting all the detail.
Yeah, dude, I've seen some painting setups from people. Dude,
that looks sick.
Tempting.
Yeah, the professional painting setups look really
not even professional. I've just seen people who like
prosumer.
It's just hobby space. It makes them happy, so that's what they spend on.
But at what point are you so good at this hobby that you've become a professional?
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah. There's a lot of professionals watching, so yeah. Or actually painting while they listen. Because that's a very common use case. But that does bring an end to Leviathan so far.
Yes.
What'd you think?
Frightening.
Frightening? I could see it.
Yeah, big frightening. The tendril that's super close to Earth, if you couldn't tell, concerns me quite a bit because it's like you either nerf them and it feels like a Deus Ex Machina and like now Earth, it's not a threat to them at all, or we have a big huge battle at home because
the Tyranids are the only things that haven't set foot on Terra.
Yeah.
And the Eldar. And the Tau.
Well,
Orks have.
No.
Oh, I think Orks have.
No, the Eldar have set foot on Earth.
Oh, yes they have.
Yeah.
Yes they have.
There's
just a Tau.
A homunculus running around there, isn't there?
Well, it was.
Was? Did they squash that
Custodians.
one?
They do their job.
They are good at their job.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have to think. What factions have not set foot on Earth?
Have the Tau?
I don't think the Tau have.
Okay.
I don't think the Tyranids have.
Yeah.
And I think technically the leagues have by like extension of... Well, their lore's changed, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, because they're not the...
There's a non-zero chance, but I think it's just the Tau and the Tyranids that haven't set foot on Earth yet.
Well...
And we've yet to see Big E's response on either of them.
Are they going to get...
He's very chaos-focused.
Diplomatic, or are they going to get eaten?
Yeah.
Those are the two options for those two problems.
I'm so excited to see what they do with this. But it does not bring an end to this episode.
Yes.
Because people have sent us in a bunch of stuff.
You've got mail.
Because of the way USPS works, a lot of them have only just now arrived,
Yeah.
thanks to the Christmas rush being over and done with. So a lot of this stuff's
Yeah.
actually kind of old. So if you send us stuff, sorry it's taken us this long.
So, some of it's Christmas wrapped. I
Yeah,
do
some of it.
pre-check everything in the USPS building because you know, why not? And some of it's Christmas wrapped. So
So you know what it is. I don't, and we're gonna unbox it.
I know what some of it is. I didn't unwrap the Christmas stuff
Okay. Well
because
then,
you know the fun of unwrapping Christmas presents.
Christmas in
on
April.
on stage. Yeah, Christmas. in April.
nobody's thought of that one yet. I am
haven't-
excited. You guys have taste.
But we could have waited 2 more months and gotten Christmas in July, and it would have been.
I felt bad enough when I saw the sheer number of boxes that
Yeah.
showed up. You know.
Yeah.
And so we'll open them now.
Yeah.
If you want to send us stuff, it's always in the description. A lot of our set dressing comes from you guys.
Yeah, it does.
It's actually great. I
Yeah,
love
some of it comes from us. So,
yeah.
but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go get all of the boxes because
Okay.
there's a lot.
See what I mean?
Yeah, so we got some
A
stuff.
lot of mail.
Yeah, a lot of it.
A lot of mail.
I opened this and I already know what this is.
Are we starting there?
I'm going to start here because I know this one's for me. Remember how I mentioned that camera that is of it's from the Soviet Union and is
Da.
questionably radioactive?
I don't want to raise my odds of cancer.
No, but then when somebody jokingly talked about sending us like Soviet gear that was radioactive, I don't think this is.
Did you Geiger counter it?
I don't have a Geiger counter. But it also looks like it's an Amazon packaging,
Okay.
so there's no way it's radioactive. But and I don't know how allowed this is
Oh,
because
I'm actually jealous. Wait, is that like is that no? That's not from the era.
it cannot be.
That
from the
cannot
era.
be from the era. That
It
is
cannot
just.
be from the era. But
Well, that's gonna be taken out of context.
this is going to be taken out of context.
Oh, there.
I'm a
You're
bit
so
tall
tall,
for the
you-
camera.
Yeah. Okay. Not bad.
Now I need the great coat to go with it.
Yeah. Now
Which,
you
to
do.
be fair, I've seen like
you
old,
can find them.
I've
easily.
seen like old Soviet Union era stuff on like Facebook Marketplace.
Where do you even find? You know what? I'm glad you have.
Oh, listen. I have since I've gotten into aviation, I've also gotten into a lot of Cold War stuff because you know,
Yeah.
hand in hand. They made a lot of stuff. They just had so much stuff to make. It wasn't good. They just made
Soviet Union,
Yeah,
known
Soviet
for
Union.
quality.
Yeah.
Ladas, very well built vehicles.
Yeah. There's some combination letters and
Ooh.
one thing in here for you.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Is this the Damocles Gulf one?
I think that's what that is.
Oh,
Because it's blue, and that's what I think
on.
that's what that one was.
the Imperial Infantryman's uplifting hand. Yes, I love these.
Oh, they don't.
There
have
are a couple of editions of this, by the way.
Are there?
Yeah, because
There-
I'm assembling most of them quickly.
Yeah. There isn't a name that I see on here
dude,
to thank.
I always love
Unfortunately,
this.
is there a name on this one to thank?
And you have created yet another video, probably. The power of video creation is in your hands.
No, there are not names on here to thank people for these wonderful
Oh no,
gifts.
none. Dude, I love these.
Excuse me, I'm not in character. There aren't any names on this state-approved packaging for me to thank my comrades.
Section 5, loss of limbs. Section 4, cowardice. I love these. I love these. Ah,
The uplifting primers are awesome.
they're always great.
All right, we do have letters.
Oh, letters.
I did open one.
This one's going right next to the other one.
I did open one and read it fully because it wasn't that long a letter, but the things it contains.
Whoa. You're going to have to put images up of the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh no, am I still literate in cursive?
I was able to read that one.
Good day, gentlemen. I heard you like foreign currency, so please enjoy these. Don't spend it all in one place.
I don't know where I'm going to send 10 Laotian notes.
Yeah, well, how in Laos, probably.
1 Kuwaiti dinar.
Oh! I think that is actually the single most valuable currency in the world. I think, the Kuwaiti dinar.
well, how much money did you actually send us?
Well, I think it's like most valuable relative to the dollar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's like 1 dinar is still
2 Singaporean dollars.
Ooh. Man, these are all countries I've never been to.
I don't think I showed off the Laosian. I don't know. Does Laos use the dollar standard, but not obviously not USD? I can't.
I like that.
Read.
Dude,
I really
love
like the design of
the designs on foreign currency.
The Laosian banknote. This is cool. I like this one.
The designs on foreign currency, because you can see so much of their culture.
1 Bolivian dollar.
Whoa.
That is of question mark age. Hold on. Is that can't be a print date?
What?
The 22nd of July of 1928? That can't be right.
That looks proportioned for 1928 hands.
But that looks like that's the only date that's on there, but it's also
who's
like
on there.
Yeah.
That's
I think
the giveaway.
Is that Simon Bolivar?
Yeah, it is. Oh my god, that might be. That I'll have to verify that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, these are all really cool.
Dude. The foreign currency jar.
And then
I feel like it needs to be framed. It needs something.
I don't know what currency Peru uses, but I'm going to make a guess at dollars, 1,000 Peruvian dollars.
Okay.
Well, that's what the number on the note. These are wonderful additions to our collection, actually. I think we need a board.
Yeah, we need a board.
We need a board.
Something to like keep them
not
safe.
with pins, because I don't want to like destroy the notes. But something that will press up against the board, but be vertical enough to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, these are very, very cool. Thank you for the wonderful additions to our banknote collection.
Oh, they put their full govy, and I don't know if I can say their full govy. If you're gonna put your full govy, you gotta put a little note like yes, no,
yes, no,
like Y or N. But thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. And they're very outdoorsy. It seems.
Send us some outdoorsy photos.
Yeah,
They've
been out collecting rocks too, and may even learn.
You have obviously been to a unique number of places,
right?
So, yeah, send us some pictures of some of the places you've been.
Oh, that's so cool. I rock. Thank you so much, Chuck. I appreciate it.
I'm going to put these on the shelf where they'll be safe with the other currencies that we have that we need to find a proper display for. I'll be dead honest.
I know. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that.
All right, we're gonna do this one next. I can't remember what's in this. I'm going to be dead honest with you. Blue.
Pens. Excuse me.
Does it have pens written on it?
I saw Dayspring pens. So.
Okay, sure. Well, okay. Don't just tug with all your strength. Learn to use half strength.
All my strength. Fountain pens.
Well, that's blue ink.
Hold on, they have notes on them.
They do have notes on them.
The Ultra Pen.
The Ultra Pen.
I'm assuming I know who the Ultra Pen is.
Oh, hold on. They've come with notes.
Have they?
They have.
I'm so glad you guys know my affinity for stationery.
Hold on. Okay, that one.
Thank you for all the consistent content you do. This was supposed to be a Christmas gift, but warp travel happened. I hope you enjoy the standard pen from the realm of Ultramar.
Thank you for all the work you do with making the podcast. Please accept this gift to help with the greater good as you spread the word of the Tauva. Please do a Halo 4 on our episode.
Fitting. Do I need to get out my knife?
And to be clear, the packages themselves also say, mine says for the greater good.
Oh, and mine says the Ultra Pen. Very easy to tell whose is whose.
Yeah, very easy.
Yes.
This is some strong wrapping paper. I can have faith that this was very secured.
Yes. What are... Oh, it is engraved the Ultra Pen.
They are engraved. That's awesome.
Oh, I dig it.
Are they proper fountain pens too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
New skill to learn.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who am I kidding? I'm a stationary geek.
You've activated stationary geek mode, yeah.
Known. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sick. Oh, and it comes with the custom inkwell.
Boom. And it's hold on. Let me see if I can angle it so you guys can see. It says Ultra Pen.
That's awesome. Wonderful gifts. Thank you.
Spring to it.
Grab the small package there. And this one did have, I think there was a name to thank for these guys. Aileroth. Thank you, Aileroth, for the pens.
I did. Next up is from Chris, which has a lot of packaging.
I do remember seeing this one.
Hold on.
There's a note that went with it as well.
Okay. I see a PlayStation 2 game. I am immediately intrigued.
Let me just grab the note so I can read it.
Oh, it must have come up. I didn't see that.
You did. It came right by you. To Isyander and Koda, representatives of the 11th Legion, I, Chris Breezy of the Mechanicus, datasmith and liaison to the Sons of Vulcan, having vested in me the blessings of the omnissiah and the master of mankind, beloved by all, do relinquish these treasures to you. Please perform all necessary rites and rituals as you sanctify these items to your collection. The items I give unto you are as follows. Koda, as I assume you'll be reading this, present them aloft above your head like the Pope does to holy relics in that one meme as Isyander performs the sign of the Aquila and chants Hamana Hamana Hamana. Optional. Make a holy incense out of Isyander's sweat and burn it during this process, etc.
It's not summer yet, so this isn't a sweaty episode.
A small Metroid figure liberated from the vaults of Trace of the Infinite, enemy of the Imperium. You're not playing your part.
Right. No, keep going.
You're supposed to say Hamana Hamana Hamana.
Well, then they won't be able to hear you.
Oh,
they were packaged in the correct order too, and everything.
A Lego snow speeder.
Oh, I remember. I had one of those as a kid.
I don't think I did, which is a shame. This is cool.
Which is funny because you're the Star Wars geek.
I am the Star Wars geek. A copy of the Bungie video game Oni. We'll need to reacquire your PS2 for this.
Yeah, I've never
because this is the disc is in good enough quality to be run.
Yeah,
which is good because some old discs usually get scratched up, but they took good care of this quality item. And the last one, a copy of Halo 2 Collector's Edition in the Steelbook case, which I don't know how rare that is.
I dig it.
But, it's not common.
I've never seen it, so.
I do appreciate this. The one thing that I saw immediately when I, opened this was the manual in, extremely good quality. And it took me back to me as, a 5-year-old, not understanding the need to keep devices and items in good quality. And so, I have a Halo 3 manual that I used to, or a Halo 2 manual and a Halo 3 manual that I used to just, look through just to, read about the specs of different weapons and gear in Halo. And the Halo 3 manual is chocolate milk stained. The Halo 2 manual has a bunch of pages ripped out of it. Rest assured, I will not do this to this holy record.
The amount of times as a child I heard the proverb, a child's favorite toy will always break by their own hands. And I went, nya, and I always broke it.
Yeah.
It was about 4 toys deep, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
It's scarily accurate.
Yeah, it will always break by your own hands. So I'm very good to my stuff.
May they adorn your shelves, and may the Emperor protect, always.
I think we need a game shelf at this point.
And the note is ended in the sigil of the Omnissiah.
I love it.
The dedication to
the dedication for Chris Breezy. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris Breezy of the Mechanicus, datasmith and liaison to the Sons of Vulcan, who, having vested in you the blessing of the...
You're not going to get through it.
I'm going to laugh.
Yeah.
These are awesome.
I know.
Stack these... I think, honestly, the little Metroid on top of the amp, he fits there.
He fits.
He sits.
Mm-hmm.
Next package.
That's a big one.
This is the big one.
No, I hate the noise of cardboard on cardboard.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I hate the noise.
But it's what's gonna happen.
It's okay.
So this is another one that I looked at beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
That's
in gargantuan text.
It is in gargantuan text.
I wasn't quite sure how to say most of the things on here without making a book, so I'll keep it short. You two have done things for people you don't know, and I am among those people that you've made an impact on. With other YouTubers and people who've made their dreams a reality, it's hard to wrap your mind around what it took and how, but we've watched you two grow and entertain so many people that it was a bit of a wake-up call. I achieved my dream quite young, but over the coming up on 2 years, I can't find myself being much happier for it. Time for one to make me happy, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be lucky enough to make 2 dreams come true in one life. And the second one, I'll have you two to thank for it. Now, before I start feeling feelings again, I'll wrap it up with some thank yous that you can hold. Along with this letter, you'll get, for Isyander, a lunar meteorite with its authentication paper. As for Koda, I have a fully restored Super 8 home movie. Super 8 home movie camera. I have restored it to what I believe is working order now. However, I was unable to find the correct film to test it. Lastly, I'll include a rock, in all caps, a piece of honey citrine, mined local from my home plot of dirt in Missouri. I really can't thank you enough. Sincerely, Gunner. I appreciate that.
There's your
my rock? Lunar rock.
A lunar rock.
I have something from the moon now.
With its certificate of authenticity.
Oh, shoot.
And here is the rock.
Well, this rock's taken quite the trip from the moon to Algeria to Missouri to me.
Yeah. I want to be careful with this rock mined from his home plot.
Mm-hmm. If we ever do an episode, that'd be the most expensive episode. Never mind, I'm not going to say anything.
The trip to the moon?
No.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
I was going to say.
An episode shot on Super 8. That'd be painful. I don't think we could afford it. I think you may get sections on Super 8.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but a whole
episode,
hour of Super
let alone
8?
Audio syncing, because it.
There's no way.
It could happen.
It could.
I would not be able to tell Premiere, "Hey, auto sync this." I might need. Nope, I'm good. That is not an insignificant chunk of gem. This is citrine.
I dig it.
That is a very large chunk of gem.
I want to keep the letter together with this because
half
the joy is hearing from you guys. Actually, most of the joy is. Oh, I dig that. We need to get at this point, if we keep getting stuff, we need to get one of those tiny. There's a tiny little ring you can put a camera on to just that they use in every product.
I know exactly. I've seen them rotating watches on it.
Yep, we need one of those for the stuff you guys send because it's it must be captured in all its glory.
That this comes in what looks like the original box is dedication, and I genuinely appreciate this so much. Come on, there we go. This is sick.
That's so cool.
An episode shot on this would be so cool, but yeah, so expensive.
I'm the one who does the budget. Let me tell you, I don't want to. Oh, wow.
Oh, you did a great job RMAing this.
Looks new.
Is it? Battery or spring powered? Well, there's the cartridge holder.
That's so cool.
It has to be battery because wait. I'm not seeing a winder. Oh, that must be a flash mount, I think. Or is this a winder?
I think it's battery operated.
I think it might be battery operated because this.
I'm looking. No winder.
Yep, there's the battery slots. There's no corrosion on the battery. Ah, you did do a really good job setting this up.
You're underselling yourself.
This is amazing work.
Where to find Super 8?
The viewfinder's clean too. You can buy Super 8 online. It's actually not as expensive as you might think. This is sick. I will definitely record something on this and it will show up on a video. This is awesome. I need to put this down, otherwise we'll be sat here as I ogle this for the next 30 minutes. Yeah. And we have...
That is what he's going to be doing the moment we stop shooting.
Oh, absolutely.
The second we
stop shooting.
And the last one.
You have
more desk space than me, so you're going to have to do the honors. Yeah, it's going to
get pushed more my direction.
Australia Post.
I do love
our Aussies.
I'm not going to lie.
They
just
stay winning, and I feel so guilty I've never visited.
based off of the packaging that this was shipped in, Aussies, y'all's packaging is
Dude, I want to visit so bad.
of a different league.
I'm assuming that's the letter?
This is the letter.
Here, I can do that while you're unpacking stuff. Ooh.
I will unpack stuff.
Good stationery.
There is a lot of bubble wrap happening here.
I wanted to first say thank you for the awesome videos from Warhammer 40k to Cars. Now on to these gifts. I would suggest starting with the 2 box-shaped gifts, the ones marked with your names. Note the 2 book-shaped gifts should be opened by Isyander. I hope the little stationery survived the trip. From Leah. I appreciate that.
I think these are the 2
Also, they chose good. My goodness, that's a really
box shaped.
good cardstock. And
They did. Okay.
so 2 box-shaped.
So here's the thing to both of us, and I can already
These
see...
are book-shaped.
I can already see the...
This is book-shaped.
That is book-shaped.
These are box-shaped.
These are box-shaped, and also have our names on them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is a heavy book. Sir,
Hmm.
this is padding. This is padding.
We are going to do a cut after we open the bubble wrap on this.
Yeah, let's get the bubble
so
wrap
we are
open
going
first.
to use the power of editing.
The power...
And we're back. See?
Yay!
Like magic. We're
I-
capable of it.
Deeply appreciate the bluey wrapping paper.
I love it. I love it.
All right. These appear to be the gifts for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the individual... I got it backwards. Those appear to be the gifts for both of us. These appear to be the individual ones.
No, because the book-shaped ones are me.
They had both of our names on them.
Well, okay, we'll just open them.
Yeah, we'll just open the individual ones to start
Mhm.
with, and then we'll just open those ones.
Yes.
Dude, Christmas in April.
Christmas in April. Crapel. Crepe. Come on. I got this. Crapel.
April.
There we go.
Whoa!
Oh, I appreciate the Australians sending in. Oh, look at Leah go. McLaren. Yes.
Papaya.
Yeah, papaya, baby.
I
I
didn't
didn't
know-
know. Oscar's doing a good job representing you guys
Oh, I
this
have my-
season. As of recording, I don't know if he's
Work
gonna
cut
be
out
the
for
lead
me.
after Saudi Arabia, but he's doing good.
This is
And
going
also,
to be
I've maintained McLaren did a good job on this.
a very
specifically, like,
fun time.
The Google. This isn't a Formula One podcast. I should stop. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I have a lot of my work cut out for me. This is definitely a lot more advanced than the unfinished Blackbird model on the shelf.
I appreciate it.
But then again, I don't
is
think
that?
I don't
What'd you
think
get?
Gundam models need a
Oh,
whole
you got a
lot
Gundam?
of yeah. I don't think they need a whole lot of gluing like that. That
I've
Blackbird
always
model did.
maintained you are like 2 steps away from falling into this pit, and it seems like somebody's pushing you.
Yeah, I think somebody's pushing me heavily. Well, leave it up here on the table.
Well, I'm clearing space because we're gonna have to. Open
Oh yeah, we do
stuff.
need to open these other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, otherwise it would stay. I mean, I'm gonna build that, and it's gonna go right next to. Would it go next to the 911 or next to Senna?
I think Senna.
I think it should go near Senna.
Because I mean F1.
Mm-hmm.
I already see
What about
Chaos logo.
second primer?
One for the both of us.
I love it. I still like it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I dig it. Whoa.
You'll need to collaborate.
Wait, hold on. Wait. This I've used this book before.
Have you?
Yes, but I've always had to borrow it.
Well, now you have one.
Because this is it is written from the perspective of someone going mad trying to understand chaos.
This is that book.
Yes, this is that book.
Oh, that's sick.
Hold on, I gotta hold it. It's extra heavy. Liber Chaotica.
Does it just turn into mad ramblings by the end of it?
Let me see if I can find it. It gets real bad. It gets real bad.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Doesn't he get sucked into the book by the end of it?
It's complicated.
Something happens.
See, he gets more and more jacked up.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
It's great. Oh, I'm so excited.
That's kind of sick, actually.
Oh, this will unironically. You guys have
That'll
made a
occupy a shelf on the.
This one might not be on set because it's going to be used.
Oh.
Well, no, the primer comes back. I just borrow from the great library of the set. So
Don't let that fall.
no, it wasn't going to fall. I was perfectly in control. And that's 2 votes for infantrymen's. Oh, I dig it.
I guess the Octarius War needs
I
to
know.
happen at
Now
this
you
point
have
because
one
now
for
you
you.
got the books
I
to
know.
justify it.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, no, one more thing.
One more thing. More stationary stuff.
Oh.
I have heard of this. I have heard of this mechanical pencil.
Ooh, hold on. This is a pen.
That's a pen? No, it's a pencil.
So they got us. They got us right.
Look closer. This is a pencil. Although
What?
this one's blue, so do you want to switch? Because Mr. Standardized Pen.
It's a pencil?
Yeah, it's a pencil. It's a mechanical pencil. Would you like standard ultramarine blue?
I write in black.
Fair enough.
Or blue. I don't know why I said that with so much chest. I was like, I'm looking back on my journal. I'm like, no, it's both black and blue.
It's black and blue, yeah.
Ooh. It passes the pen field test, is what I'm going to
It
say.
does already. I can already like feel the weight from the packaging.
Mm-hmm.
We love some Japanese stationery.
Oh, God, yeah. That's one thing I'm bummed I didn't get more of while I was there.
Is this actually the like kind I think it is?
What? Ugh, cardboard on cardboard.
It's not, but this does feel very good. I appreciate this.
As with every time we do one of these sections, a lot has changed.
Yeah. My writing schema has fundamentally changed.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everybody.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm stuck.
Especially the pencil case. I genuinely
genuinely didn't.
I did need a pencil case. Mm-hmm. This is wonderful.
This is fantastic.
And it's a really good pencil case too.
Oh, it's got good weight to it too.
Yeah, it does.
I'm such a simple man. Stationary.
Stationary.
Super simple.
Whoa!
And lead.
And lead to go with.
Hey.
Sweet. Hold on. There's two different sizes. Does this take two different sizes?
So it's 0.5 is what it says on the box.
Okay.
And the pen.
And the pen. Oh wait, no, it's not two different sizes. It's two different feels. HB and 2B.
Thank you guys so much for all the stuff. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we will see you next week for one of the options available. As always, thank you so much.
Maybe the Octarius War, now that you have quite double the study material.
I know. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for being you.